with it, group drop.
We all know who Charli D'amelio is, the newest TikTok queen who's taken the app and the world by storm with her viral dances. But we don't know much about her entire family, do we? In today's video, we'll be revealing the disturbing truth about the D'amelio family and how this seemingly average household is not so average after all. Be sure to watch until the end of the video to find out who among the D'Amelios has a criminal record. But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. To begin, let's talk about the rise of the D'amelio family. We've already had a more in-depth video about the rise of Charli D'amelio as the reigning queen of TikTok. If you want to find out more, then you can check that out. But we still need to discuss a few things about that in this video to understand what kind of family the D'Amelios are. You see, with Charli's overnight success on Instagram and TikTok just last year, she was able to bring her family along for the ride. And I'm not talking about just her sister Dixie, but her father Mark and her mother Heidi too. We all know that the D'Amelios' social media fame came from their youngest daughter Charli. But what did she have to do to get the attention of her 2 million followers? Well, it all started with her posting dance videos on TikTok. One video routine, the Renegade Dance Challenge, was an instant hit and is one of the reasons she got so much hype. But it turns out that she was not the choreographer of the routine. Instead, it was someone named Jelaya Harmon. With all the backlash Charli received after this big reveal, she had no choice but to give credit where credit is due and invite Jelaya to collab on another new and improved Renegade video. Speaking of hype, Charli also connected herself with the Hype House along with her sister Dixie. Charli got into a controversial relationship with the group's founder, Chase Hudson. Their ugly breakup made headlines after months of dating, since as it turns out, Chase was cheating on Charli. Okay, so let's pause and think about this for a little bit. Were Charli and Dixie's parents really okay with the kind of lives their 2 daughters were living? Were they okay when their daughters danced to songs to be objectified by everyone on social media just for the fame? I'm pretty sure any normal parent would tell their children to stop and not post any content like that. But the D'Amelios? No way. As it turns out, both Heidi and Mark knew exactly what their children were posting and usually had the last say about it. Heidi herself admitted this in a sit-down interview with the Daily Campus. They knew everything their kids were doing. And yes, this included the time when 15-year-old Charli vaped in front of the camera. If that's not disturbing, well, here's another thing. Both Charli and Dixie had fulfilling lives outside of TikTok. Instead of letting them flourish and have actual careers, they're being egged on by their parents to stay in the social media spotlight, which could actually break them. If you don't believe me, well, did you know that Charli actually practiced playing the violin since she was little? Just check out these adorable pictures. Plus, she was and still is very into painting too. Charli herself admitted this while being on one of James Charles' videos. She said that she wasn't really great, but she really did love to do it. Then we have Dixie. Did you know that she is one talented lady? Dixie did so many sporting activities when she was young, and by young, I mean her primary school years. Dixie was actually a great BMX rider. BMX racing is a type of off-road bicycle riding that was derived from motocross racing. In fact, at the very young age of 6, little Dixie was even a nationally ranked BMX rider. She was 5th in the nation for it. When she got a little older, Dixie set her sights into yet another racing sport. This time, track and field. She got into running when she entered middle school, winning awards for her school left and right. By the time that Dixie got into high school, she became a star athlete that everyone thought would become her life. But no, she had other plans. That's not all. Apart from her dance moves, Dixie was also very much into singing and acting. In fact, she grew up in the limelight, all while she was getting geared up for sports. Dixie already has enough credits to graduate high school. In fact, she was already accepted and is ready to go to the University of Alabama too. With the tons of money they're bringing into the family household, she clearly has enough money to attend university all by herself. Given their super competitive nature and their great potential, would it have killed Mark and Heidi to let their children have more normal yet fulfilling lives, away from the toxic culture of TikTok? But that's probably not going to happen since the D'amelio family has been chasing fame long before both Charli and Dixie got on the social media train. What am I talking about? Let's turn our attention to the big man of the D'amelio family, Mark D'Amelio. It's no surprise that Mark D'Amelio, the self-proclaimed CEO of the D'amelio family, has greatly benefited from the success of his 2 daughters. Apart from him managing his family's career, he's still in the fashion industry. He's part of a company called Level 4, a manufacturer's repping agency that promotes a variety of brands from different clothing companies. Some of their previous clients were Umbro and Adidas. So to help their dad out, both Charli and Dixie have been spotted wearing their father's items to reach a wider audience. That's pretty smart, to be perfectly honest. But there's one more thing you should know about Mark D'Amelio. He got into the dirty world of politics. Mark D'Amelio's political career began in 2017, long before Charli started dancing in front of the camera for followers. Back then, Mark ran as the Republican candidate for at-large representatives on the Norwalk Public Schools Board of Education in their hometown in Connecticut. He lost the elections, but that did not do anything to extinguish his desire for a seat in public office. In fact, Mark D'Amelio decided to dream bigger. Instead of just giving up on politics, Mark went ahead and ran for election to the Connecticut State Senate, representing District 25 in 2018. If you're one of those who want proof of this, then you can still check out his campaign and what his plans were in his still live election website. You'll be able to see a great family photo of the D'Amelios on the website's background too. But it looks like he wasn't really made for politics, since he eventually lost for the second time around during the elections of November 6, 2018. To be perfectly fair, though, his political ambition is not the disturbing part of Mark D'Amelio, but actually what happened during that phase of his family's life. Around 2 months prior to the election, Mark got involved in what was probably political sabotage. The police record saying that Mark D'Amelio got arrested by the Connecticut police after being caught drink driving in 2014 resurfaced. What's worse was the fact that with him at the time was his then 9-year-old daughter Charli in the front seat and 3 other strangers. Talk about responsible parenting, am I right? But what he told the officers back then was equally shocking. He allegedly came out of the casino with his winnings and gave it all to the less fortunate to teach charity to his youngest daughter. I mean, who would even believe such a thing? Lucky for him, he was granted an accelerated rehabilitation for his drinking problems, meaning he was not to drunk drive again after 9 months, and soon after, the charges against him were inevitably dropped. Can you imagine if they got involved in an accident? What would their lives be like now if something horrible had happened? Of course, Mark blames all this to having been a political move by the Democrats to prevent him from winning over Bob Duff, who was the then Senate Majority Leader. We can't really prove that this issue was the reason Mark did not win. Now, despite every issue involving Mark, the D'Amelio family stayed together through thick and thin. And it's now paying off, since even if Mark never got the public seat he always wanted, he's now a public figure thanks to his 2 daughters. The D'Amelio family are now certified TikTok stars, and people seem to have forgotten all the controversy surrounding Mark. With all the controversies, both Dixie and Charli are cooking up together or even against each other. But whatever they're doing, it seems to be working, since the D'Amelio family is now getting more and more famous with their almost 10 million followers on TikTok. So famous, in fact, that they allowed Charli to have her fans cough up $100 for a meet and greet. It seems to me that money might be the thing that holds this family together. Well, of course, aside from love, loyalty, respect, and all that. Besides, Mark and Heidi's children are actually earning a lot more cash than they do, so I don't think they can actually stop them from continuing their influencer careers even if they wanted to. I'm not saying that they want to, though, because we've all heard of the latest news on the D'Amelios, right? If not, then let me break it to you. The D'Amelios, including their parents Mark and Heidi, signed with the United Talent Agency in January. This means they're now part of the agency that handles the brightest stars in Hollywood, including Johnny Depp, Gwyneth Paltrow, Channing Tatum, Harrison Ford, Benedict Cumberbatch, Uma Thurman, Daniel Radcliffe, and many more. Plus, the talent agency also owns broadcast news agency NS Bienstock, who has clients like Anderson Cooper, Megyn Kelly, and even The Ellen DeGeneres Show. That's also the reason why the D'Amelio family is cooking up a reality TV show about them. Their show may or may not topple the show Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Who knows? Clearly, the D'Amelios are in it for the long run, as most of their moves in the entertainment industry seem calculated and well thought through. This is actually a pretty good idea for now, especially since most of us are still cooped up in our homes and are ready to join the TikTok trend among the global situation. Our only hope is that their continued rise to fame will not be to the detriment of their 2 children, Charli and Dixie, who still have a lot more to live for if their overnight success takes a turn for the worst. So, as you can see, the D'Amelios are here to stay, and it doesn't look like they're going anywhere anytime soon. What do you think about the parenting of the D'Amelios? Do you think that they're doing the right thing or not? I mean, as long as Charli and Dixie continue wanting to do it, right? Anyway, thanks for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple.